Hey guys, Kekgu here, and today I'll be going over 4 builds of the Venus Royal Venus Blade. And yeah, I think this weapon is a very fresh breath of new air, and you can see it on my back. It is the third viable greatsword after immovable dharma, acid shredder, and um, it has some properties that make it better than the immovable dharma, but I still think it falls short of the Acid Shredder 2. However, in the looks department, it is definitely number one out of all the 3 greatswords. So this might very well interest you guys, and this is my new main greatsword for Monster Hunter World Iceborne until for PC until Safi Jiva comes out. But as of right now, this is my favorite greatsword, and let me tell you guys why. So here is my first build. Um, it is my premier build for this set, and it uses Challenger. It uses peak performance agitator and attack boost, and as well as the mantles to give it a very juicy EFR. So So whenever I have the glider mantle on, my EFR jumps to 770, and whenever I have the temporal mantle on, my EFR jumps to 760. Keep in mind that this is with peak performance and agitator active, and still, but the EFR is very high. As you can see, I get up to 770 EFR with one mantle, and temporal mantle is 760 EFR. And if you thought that EFR was high, it's because the Royal Venus Blade already comes with 15% affinity, so you can use that 15%, which is around which is 3 levels of ex, ex weakness. I mean expert jewel, or yeah, 3 levels of expert, and you can convert that to 2 or 3 levels of attack. Um, this build also comes with Fortitude, so for those of you that like to play in the Guiding Lands, this is a must because Guiding Lands Fortitude is the best. And it doesn't have that much high of a high raw, but that is compensated by its flexibility in adding attack boost. And so basically I was able to add attack boost, peak performance, and max level agitator within this build. So yeah, this is the build with the temporal mantle, and let's move on to the build with the elemental mantle. So the elemental mantle gets a lot of love. Its EFR is it's the same in the base. The base EFR is the same. However, the only thing that's really changed is the mantle itself. So in the elemental mantle version, we changed in the glider mantle, instead of 2 maintenance challenger jewels, we have challenger level 4 jewel and attack level 4 jewel. That allows us to get an EFR of 782, which is very high, higher than the movable dharma's EFR. And also we also get 2 levels of challenger from fireproof mantle, or iceproof, or waterproof, or thunderproof, and this becomes 770 EFR. So anytime you have either of these 2 mantles on, it's either 770 for the elemental mantle, or 782 for the glider mantle. And these this is a lot of damage, and most of the time you'll be running this set because whatever you're fighting would probably have an element that you want to negate, and that's a lot, time less spent eating null berries and time more spent attacking the monster. So elemental version, this one is the highest DPS version of this build, and I think it's the highest EFR that you can achieve with the Royal Venus Blade, this setup right here, especially considering that we're running peak performance on this build. And we are also, I have also added a second version of this build, which uses which varies slightly in terms of decorations, but it's a little bit more front loaded in damage. So let's say you don't have a mantle up, then your damage is 753. However, this is for people that really don't like to use their mantles, because the thing is with the glider mantle and the fireproof mantle, the downtime between the use of each mantle is only 9 seconds. So as 9 seconds after glider mantle runs out, fireproof mantle is out, and 9 seconds after fireproof mantle is up, the glider mantle is up. So it's a no brainer just keep using a mantle each time a mantle is down with the elemental mantle build. Um, but for those that don't keep on track with their mantles and kind of forget about it, I think this is the better build in that case. And it has marginally lower EFR, maybe like 4 or 2. Yeah, 4 and 2 level, 4 and 2 EFR lower. Um, but and the benefit is higher EFR when you're not using a mantle. So yeah, that's the second version, Elemental 2, Elemental 1, and this is the Venus build, as well as Teostra. This one is just the Master's Touch build. I don't really like this build because really like 10 hits of purple and you think you're going to keep that up with Master's Touch. Never gonna happen in a fight with Luna. And also, I think 40 hits of purple is better than Master's Touch 10 hits. And it just, I don't know, something about this set turns me off because it has latent power, heat guard, and blast attack. And look, at the EFR, it's a consistent EFR of 762 and 762, but both of these builds, both of these elemental builds have higher EFR. So 770, 782, 768, and 776. And don't even talk about the temporal mantle for this build because it's never going to work. The reason why it's not going to work is because let's just put temporal mantle on here. I'll just show you by example. We already have attack boost level 5, so we're just going to get attack boost level 7. But since this build is flawless reliant, so you go down from 762 to 745 EFR, and 745 EFR is kind of really low because look, 753 EFR is already without mantles for Elemental 2 build. So this is with a mantle, without a mantle. With a mantle for Teostra's Elemental Touch. And let's see. So let's Google EFR without mantle is 733. And EFR without mantle 753. So that's a difference of 20 EFR between these two builds. And between these two builds, that's a difference of 15 EFR. So there's a lot of difference in EFR between the Teostra's Master Touch set and the dedicated builds. So I would suggest going dedicated, or unless you really are a fan of Master's Touch and you need it, and then at which point you can go for the Master's Touch set. Well, anyways, that has been my builds. So in order of most to least recommended, I would go for this build right here, the Elemental 1, and with any mantle, any elemental mantle of your choice, ice, thunder, fire, or water, or all four. And then I would choose the Elemental 2 for versatility in my build. However, if you just had to build 2, then I would build this one and this one. And this one I like to use for my solo runs when I don't have people ramming the monster on the wall and I have to do it myself. I just simply put on the temporal mantle, and it's easy wall bangs all day. And as soon as the monster gets agitated from wall bangs, I just put on my glider mantle, which lasts quite a long time, and I get agitator level 5. So that's how this build works. And yeah, it's been a blast putting together builds for the Royal Venus Blade. I really think it has good potential because it has a lot of sharpness, and it has pre-registered affinity. So it's like a Nargacuga Greatsword on crack. So yeah, it's so much better than Nargacuga Greatsword, and it's it's basically the stats that I would have liked to see in the Nargacuga Greatsword. Well, anyway, uh, this was me, and I hope you guys found these builds very fun. And I promise you, there's no higher EFR build than these combinations as of right now. So yeah, I mean for this weapon. Well, anyways, have a nice time hunting, guys, and it's been me. Thank you.